Aries, welcome to your May 2021 reading and forecast. Great to see you. Great to see the subscribers back again. Much love always to you. We have great fun here, don't we, on this channel? It's different, it's good. And I've had the great pleasure of reading for some of you Aries men and women over the course of the last month. It's been great to get to know you personally. Now, we're going to take, if you'd like to have a personal reading, just check out the information that's in the description box below. Now, yes, we are going to take 5 cards and see what there is in store for you. So let's have a look first. There is the Emperor, great card for you. What's this one? The 5 of Cups. This is the 8 of Swords. And 2 here. The Ace of Swords. And the King of Pentacles. Excellent. Come sit down next to me while we have a look at the beautiful artwork on these cards together and onto the reading for you. Now let's look first at this card here, which is such a good card for you. The Emperor. It has Aries written all over it. Fire, energy, and things going forward. There's a great degree of symbolism in here, so let's have a look at it. Now, above the Emperor is an eclipse between the sun and the moon. The morning star rises above the eclipse to greet the new dawn, symbolizing the blending of spirit and soul with the promise of new beginnings. Now, the white horse represents the masculine and wisdom with power. The black horse represents the feminine side, knowing the power of entering the darkness, the void, and finding the light, and where answers lie. The Lion card down here, I think that develops the developing strength and responsibility to your overall environment and future world. The Emperor extends a guiding hand, doesn't he, to the little lion cub, ruling with compassion, wisdom, valor, protection, love, and respect for all of those who rely on him. And isn't that what you do? The lion cub, as a result, will grow to be a very strong and formidable ally. Now, you may see down here, there is a dragon. Well, the dragon, I think, represents the 4 elements of your earth, our earth, and spiritual power that has fully manifested in the Emperor. The dragon also represents the Emperor's connection to Mother Earth, I think, and respect for the environment. The dragon embodies the unification of the underlying opposites of light and dark, symbolizing the primal energy that upholds the material world, which can turn good or bad on many different levels. Now, I think that this is particularly interesting here, this oak, eagle, chair, tree, and it represents 4 directions, 4 seasons, 4 elements. The oak tree represents divinity and the masculine principle. The eagle represents your connection with the divine. The eagle soars high, reminding you to look at the bigger picture, to see the expansive horizon, and know that the great universe is always there to help you build greater new worlds. And these little lotus flowers, the red lotus flowers, they rise with strength, passion, and purity from the muddy waters of your unconscious. Now, all of this, I think, these things are all the inherent tools of the Emperor. Aries the Ram. Aries the Ram. His astrological sign is represented on his breastplate. Aries is fire, as you know, and the symbol of spring, new beginnings. Your key word is I am. And it symbolizes the start of your journey in this world and your confidence to communicate your ideas and feelings. Now, I think that this Emperor here is guiding you to find your personal power and leadership abilities, which other people are going to see in you at this time. Do you know, remember when you were young, your innocence and vulnerability was influenced by the rules and tradition of family structure and society, wasn't it? And when you grew older, a personal code began to develop and your personal power came into play. As a young adult, you begin questioning limiting beliefs and patterns that don't fit with your principles. Now, by recognizing and living what is true to your heart and soul self, you gain your personal power. The Emperor's yang energy, that masculine energy, gives you vision and vitality to start new projects or express new ideas. He encourages you how to set boundaries and how to develop your gifts and talents. He shows you how to empower others in a positive way and in turn empowering you. The Emperor brings a new dawn to express your gifts and your ideas, to experience your life to the fullest. The Emperor here is reminding you to maintain your personal boundaries. His gifts to you this month are leadership skills, fairness, stability, drive, power, and self-confidence, which is a good thing because over here we have this Five of Cups, and again I get a lot from the symbolism in these cards, I must say. The Five of Cups, well, the five for me is associated with the planet of Mars, and so there should be some instability associated with things. But in this image, the Five of Cups, a cloaked person stares down at three spilled cups of loss, disappointment, and perhaps regret. Dark clouds hang overhead as rain teems down in this dark realm of despair. But look at these 7 butterflies here in the colors of the rainbow. Rainbow butterflies, 7, such as the 7 chakras. They are representing transformation, and they emerge out of the 2 golden cups, and they ascend towards the rainbow and spirit. Now, I make no apology for talking about psychological and spiritual issues, because that is what the tarot is all about, as you will know from my readings. Now, the green butterfly, the heart chakra, in the center, symbolizes your healed, transformed heart. The rainbow symbolizes hope and the bridge between heaven and earth. The brilliant sun shines out with healing rays of a new beginning. Now, it may well be that something you have held very dear has left. Expectations didn't unfold as hoped. Disappointment can arise in relationships, whether it is in love or friends or work. Well, there are aspects of the Five of Cups that can sometimes leave you feeling, well, dare I say it, betrayed, sometimes inside yourself, alone, fragile, vulnerable, and a little depressed. But you must take time to reevaluate and understand what created the situation of disappointment. Possibly the choices or actions that you have made or taken are responsible for what you are experiencing. That's not unusual, and that can leave you with regret, sometimes even guilt. Perhaps people or life has brought some great injustice to you, And your focus keeps cycling back to this pain, even though it has happened a long time ago, stunting the evolution of your emotional fulfillment. The Five of Cups can leave you in depression. That is the danger. Well, really, I think here for you, there are two choices. You can either focus on the three spilt cups of loss, sadness, and a disappointment, staying in the place of sorrow and regret, or shift your perspective from the painful past experiences to embrace the two full cups of light, stability, love, and new beginnings. The two full cups symbolize what is good and true in your life. They contain the magical elixir of spiritual and emotional strength. And the three spilled cups symbolizes what needs to be cleared out of your life. The challenge here for you, in my estimation, is that you must learn to trust your heart again. The heart is an incredible organ. Physically and energetically, it can transform pain and grief if you allow the emotions to be confronted and embraced by the heart. Tears release negative emotions, cleansing sadness, washing them away, neutralizing it and releasing it. Within the heart is a special garden of remembrance, where it holds all experiences, honoring each one for the lessons and gifts that came from them. With each gift, your heart and life become fuller, bringing healing and shining light to your bright future which is in store. And you know, some of this may be as a result of scattered thinking that you have here, because I'm looking at this Eight of Swords that's in the center here. Well, the astrology of this really is, well, I think it's Jupiter in Gemini, in the first decan of Gemini. And it's talking about restricted clarity, in a sense. Jupiter wants to be optimistic and bring good things about, whereas Gemini can be flighty. It's a mutable air sign, and so you could be distracted by too many thoughts or distracted by too many things that are going on. But let's look at some of the symbology. Now here, an eagle flies over what I think is a medicine wheel. In Native American symbolism, eagle medicine represents the connection to the divine. The eagle is able to experience and live in the realms of spirit and earth in balance. It can soar to the heights of spirit, observing and viewing the tapestry of life. The wheel itself is a symbol of life and its cycles. Now at the center of the wheel is the heart. The heart is the bridge between spirit and the physical. Do you understand what I'm saying there? The four colors of the wheel, I think they signify lessons to be learned, insight to be gained, and skills to be mastered. Now, if we look at these as being roads, these blue roads which are coming in towards the heart here, they represent the four directions, four seasons, and perhaps the four suits of the tarot. The blue roads can be here blocked by these red-handled swords. They symbolize the blocks and restrictions in life that bring confusion, stifling you from following your true path. But the blue-handled swords, pointing to the center of the heart, symbolize the connection of spirit and heart in balance, opening your intuition, unblocking the pathways to the heart and spirit. The red-handled swords need to be shifted and placed on the blue road pointing to the center of the wheel, thus bringing the intellect. See, Gemini is about intellect. Bringing that Gemini intellect into balance with the heart and spirit. Now these golden stars here, and here you see them, these 4 golden stars, they represent opportunities and gifts offered by your chosen path when you have achieved the connection to divine intellect. In a sense, the 8 of Swords here in this position, for me, can represent the overworked, tired mind that is fearful of making the wrong choice, which can leave you powerless and in a mental state of oppression. The experience of feeling lost, alone, helpless, and at a standstill with no solution and no one to help, that can be overwhelming. Something has put you and your thoughts at a crossroad, incapable of choosing a path. Your mind is only focused on the blocks, the obstacles, and the clarity, perhaps. You may feel trapped and boxed in a situation with no way out. Well, the ability to trust yourself and embrace your intuition could be buried in mental chaos, thanks to Gemini. I think this is saying that you need to go to a place where there is a need and an ability to quiet your mind. It is not a time to make a decision. Rather, it is a time to regroup and reconnect to your inner power and spiritual intellect. The mind and the heart need to regain balance. But I am confident that you will come out of it okay, because you have next to it drawn the first card in the suit, the Ace of Swords. Now, what we have here is the sword emerging from out of golden clouds, piercing the veil of consciousness and becoming part itself of the starry crown of the 7 rays. The sun, spirit of consciousness, shines brilliantly out. Now the clouds are a mixture of air, which is intellect, and water, which is emotion. Now looking on here on this guard of the sword, it has the first and last crescent with the full moon in the center, the first and last crescent of the moon, of course. And this, of course, symbolizes the cycles of the moon. The symbol of air is down here as well. And its grip of the sword is decorated with sacred gems. Do you know, this really is penetrating into the deep subconscious of your soul self, bringing its wisdom to the light of consciousness. This ace plants the seeds of courage, justice, honesty, and truth. It brings movement and the urgency to putting thoughts and ideas into action. Your mind is constantly absorbing information, changing the thought patterns of intellect. The spiritual mind is always on the path of truth. Life challenges the clarity and truth in the mind with distractions and illusions. Haven't we seen this here? This is reminding us of it. But the ace balances challenges, directing your intellectual consciousness back on course. Its gifts of perception, foresight, action, and power cut away the obstacles and your fears, which block clear, focused wills. This really does represent mind over matter. It represents for you a real breakthrough moment, an aha moment, and a movement away from distraction and indecision into mental clarity, combined with courage and purpose. And then in final energy here, well, you really couldn't ask for anything better. Let's have a look at the King of Pentacles here, the Lord of the powers of earth. The king sits on his tree throne, doesn't he? That's what it looks like to me. He's flanked by two bears, and that symbolizes the connection to feminine energy of Mother Earth, the goddess energy, introspection, dream time, and the intuitive side. Now, the crown that the king has is emerald, and that speaks of focus, of healing, wisdom, and intuition. The three golden spirals, which are sitting on this sort of, well, could be a headband or at the base of the crown, represents the triple goddess. Two eagle feathers come down at the side of his head here. They bring expanded vision. The two raven feathers awaken the magic life offers. The sun behind the king here. I would say that what that's really doing is it portrays the fire of spirit feeding his life force and therefore your life force. On the front of the king's chest here, there is the pentacle star, and it expresses humans living on earth in balance with peace and grace. Now, as green, a lot of green here, a lot of Venus around here as well, although I think people important to you this time are going to be Virgo and possibly Leo. I think that what there is around here is the colour of love and life. His gown signifies the magical possibilities that life offers you at the moment. Now, the king holds the world tree. You may have heard me speaking of the world tree in previous monthly readings where I had a very Norse-themed deck of cards. The world tree is an ancient universal symbol of the interconnectedness between nature, humanity, and heaven. Now, the unicorn at the feet of the king here caresses the shield, and that epitomizes the spiritual gateway to the higher realms of the divine. The unicorn's magical spirit brings creation to the world of matter. This guy is really a real symbol for you of abundance and prosperity in the physical realm. His success and wealth comes from his strong focus and commitment. When he sets his mind on a goal, it will happen. Now, you know how to do that. He is a strategic thinker and planner with high standards, as well as understanding the law of universal timing. Now, this King of Pentacles, I think, is stable, trustworthy, wise, whose heart is generous, supportive, and open. He is a strong and confident leader following his, well, the Indian Hindu audience would appreciate this, following his dharma, following what his dharma is, his purpose for being here. He has created a safe and flourishing kingdom surrounded by beauty that is full of opportunity. Now, when he enters your life, as he is doing now, it indicates a time of success and prosperity, maybe a small inheritance or a gift of some degree, certainly accomplishment, maybe a promotion, raise, or some financial gain coming your way. He also brings good health and physical recovery from illness. And he asks you to listen to your body. Do your diet or personal habits need attention? Your home and environment could become very important during this time. You may have an impulse to create a beautiful, serene, and welcoming home. Maybe wanting to remodel, maybe landscape or plant a garden. And I think it also inspires you to be out in nature. Breathe the air, particularly at this time. Go out, breathe in the air, and take in all the beauty of nature. And he reminds you that working with the earth's soil grounds scattered energy and brings peace to the soul. And this can also represent someone who is a doctor or an advisor to you, or a counselor, somebody that you can trust. He symbolizes talent and interest also in naturopathic, homeopathic, and medical fields in general. And you could find that you have an interest in medicinal remedies of plants and herbs at this time. But the King's message here to you is to find harmony in all the facets of yourself, and you will find abundance and well-being. That's the way it is for you this month. Well, I really enjoyed doing that for you. I'm glad we had the chance to do that. It was really interesting, I thought. Did you? I think it's fantastic. I think this is going to be a good month for you. And don't you deserve it? You do deserve it, because you always put out so much, so it's time for you to get something back, I think. And anyway, until that coming back happens, remember this, and remember this always, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, it's bye for now.